Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Genesis 1, verse 16. And God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night and the stars. This verse marks the actualization of what was previously declared in Genesis 1, verse 14 and 15, the creation of lights in the firmament. But the Zohar sees this moment as filled with esoteric depth, particularly the mystical relationship between the sun, moon, and stars, and how they represent spiritual archetypes, divine attributes, and cosmic balance. The first phrase we have, God made the two great lights. This is equality before diminishment. The Zohar highlights a hidden paradox in the verse. First, it says, God made two great lights, suggesting they were equal in stature. Then it differentiates them, one greater, which is the sun, one lesser, which is the moon. So why the contradiction? The Midrash, which the Zohar expands upon, says, the moon said, "Can two kings rule with one crown?" To which God replied, "Then go and make yourself small." This moment is seen as the spiritual root of Simtsum, which is divine contraction, and of the exile of the Shekinah, the feminine divine presence. The sun and moon as spiritual archetypes. The greater light, which is the sun, is Tiferet, Zeir Anpin, or masculine flow. The sun represents direct, radiant, unfiltered light, the revealed aspect of divinity. In the Sephirotic system, it is associated with Tiferet, the harmonizing force of mercy, balance, and beauty. It rules the day, meaning clarity, revelation, and conscious awareness. The lesser light, which is the moon, is associated with Malkuth, Shekinah, the feminine vessel. The moon receives light from the sun. It is reflective, receptive, and cyclical. Represents Malkuth, the lowest sephirah, associated with the divine presence in exile, the feminine archetype. It rules the night, the realm of concealment, intuition, spiritual struggle, and faith in darkness. The Zohar explains that both lights are great in essence, but the moon's greatness is hidden. Its role tied to receiving, nurturing, and restoring, a process of ascent through humility. The mystical reading is the fall and future restoration of the moon. The Zohar emphasizes the moon's diminishment not as a punishment, but as a cosmic mystery. The moon's fall represents the concealment of divine light in the lower worlds, paralleling the Shekinah's exile. The moon cycles, which is waxing and waning, reflect the fluctuating accessibility of divine presence in the world. The Zohar prophesies that in the Messianic age, the moon will be restored to its original stature, as in Isaiah 30, verse 26, which says, "And the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun." This echoes the restoration of Malkuth, where the divine feminine will shine with equal light and no longer be dependent on reflected glory. The next phrase we have, and the stars. This is hidden forces and multitudes of souls. The stars are not afterthoughts. They represent angelic hosts, cosmic intelligences, and the countless sparks of divine energy distributed throughout creation. In the Zohar, they also symbolize souls, particularly those less radiant than the righteous, but still part of the divine light body of the cosmos. Each star is a messenger, helping to regulate the tides of destiny, astrological forces, and spiritual influence. Thus, the sun, moon, and stars together form a cosmic hierarchy reflecting different levels of divine light, from the obvious to the subtle, from the central source to the individual sparks. The human application. This is the inner sun and moon. The Zohar teaches that within every person is a sun and moon. The sun is our intellect, the part of us that seeks clarity, order, and conscious truth. The moon is the heart, the part that receives, reflects, dreams, and wrestles with darkness. The goal is not to let one dominate, but to achieve inner balance, to honor both reason and emotion, revelation and mystery. When a person harmonizes their inner sun and moon, they mirror the divine cosmos, becoming a lesser light that still illuminates others in the night. Genesis 1 verse 16, through the Zohar's mystical lens, is not merely about the creation of the sun and moon. It's about cosmic balance of masculine and feminine, revelation and concealment, giving and receiving. The verse begins by calling them two great lights, yet immediately distinguishes them, prompting the Zohar's famous teaching. The moon's request for singular rulership led to her voluntary diminishment. This is the spiritual root of duality, of exile, and of the feminine Shekinah's concealment. The sun rules the day, symbolizing direct divine revelation, clarity, and the Sephirah Tiferet. The moon, now the lesser light, rules the night, symbolizing Malkuth, Shekinah, the divine presence dwelling in exile, and the hidden light that guides us through darkness. Yet, this is not a fall from grace, but a path of eventual restoration. The moon will regain its greatness, just as the Shekinah will be uplifted, and divine balance fully restored. The stars are subtle yet potent. They represent souls, angels, and cosmic forces supporting divine order behind the scenes. This verse is a model of spiritual balance. Even what seems lesser, which is the moon, night, or exile, contains hidden greatness, just as the stars shine brightest in the night. So do we often find our deepest light in moments of darkness. In this, we learn the Zohar's deeper truth. Every descent holds the seed of ascent, and every reflected light is destined to become its own radiant flame. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone. I will see you on the next episode.